Welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 459. Nick's out this evening. He's taking a sabbatical up to, I think, DFW. There's something about Mormons. I can't remember exactly what he said. DFW.
He's getting some new shoes.
Sure, why not? All right. I'm going to be hosting this week. My name is Nolan Hedstrom. I'm joined by Mr. Christopher Guthridge.
Hey, how's it going?
Chris Davis.
Good evening.
And the ever so lovely Brad Simon.
Hello.
Yep. All right, so video games, quickly. Nick's not here. He's short. Let's do a short podcast. I've been playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine expansion. It just came out the other day, and let me tell you, it's fucking amazing. So first off, before that, just slightly before that, they released a huge patch. I think it was like 5 gigs or something like that. Yeah. Complete overhaul of the UI. Looks amazing.
Is it finally, like, decent?
Dude, it's so fucking good now.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest problems with the UI beforehand was there was like, equipment, and it was just a big fucking list of swords and armor and
oils.
Shit. Yeah, just this big fucking list of stuff you had to scroll through. Now they've split everything up, and in each column there's like, here's all your swords, here's all your armor, here's all your oils, here's all your potions, here's all your what's the other one, like other like decoctions. They've like split everything up. It's so much. Like here's quest items. Like it's all in their own little section. And like it's so much better. It's just much more intuitive. Some of the fonts and stuff in the menus are better. I don't know. Like, I'm really appreciating this UI interface. And they improved it before Blood and Wine, and then when Blood and Wine came out, they even did a few more slight tweaks. And it's so good. It sucks that I played 140 something hours of this game with the shitty UI. And then now that I'm in the final expansion of the game, which is still 30 hours and like 90 quests, and now that I get the good UI to have fun with.
That kind of makes me feel good that I didn't finish it before.
Yeah.
I haven't even made it to
Skellige.
Skellige.
Yeah, I figured that's what you're going for. That's a big turning point for a lot of people.
Do you see it ever happening?
I want to go home and play it right now. Like, I was like, Witch or whatever, and then he started playing the footage, and I'm like, fuck! I do want to go home and play it.
It's really good.
I mean, I haven't touched that game since, November, December? So, it's been a while. If these UI improvements, if this patch is as good as you say it is,
It's good.
then I think I'll try it out. Plus, I do already have the first DLC, and I haven't even entered the code in for it
That
yet.
is so good, too.
All those changes couldn't have been just UI, so what else has changed?
I mean, they
I don't think you understand how fucked up the UI was.
Oh, I knew it was. I put 30 hours in the game.
I mean, I didn't read the patch notes, so I don't know everything. I didn't care what the patch notes said. I just booted up the game.
I mean, does the combat feel different? Is there a difference in character interaction?
Not really. I mean, they've to my knowledge, I'm
Set
sure
bonuses.
Yeah, so I'm sure they've changed some things with that. I don't know what they are though. The combat still feels pretty much the same to me. What Brad had mentioned, another thing they had added to this one is that the Witcher gear. There's a lot of armor and weapons and stuff in this game, but there are some that are particularly Witcher. This is a Witcher set of armor. Witchers wear this type of armor.
They have the different schools.
Yeah, the different schools of Witcher. So you have the wolves, you have the griffins, you have the felines,
The cat.
The bears.
the bear, the ursine or whatever, and then they added a new one, which is the manticore, in Blood and Wine. Yeah, but yeah, each set is really different. The feline is a light armor; it's more focused on rejuvenating stamina.
But the new thing.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking about the different sets. But the new thing they added is, the more of a set you have, you start getting bonuses. So I think if you have 4, is it 3 or 4?
3 and then 6.
Yeah, 3 and 6. So if you have 3 pieces, you'll get like XYZ bonus. So for like the Griffin, it was like what? Increased, like, because you were looking at it before the show.
Yeah, well, I remember like the bonus to 6 is
Brad's having some issues there.
Vin Diesel bubble.
Yeah.
It's all the yogurt.
I have the like it increases the
radius.
the radius of the
Yrden spell.
the Yrden sign like by 40%, and if you're
Wow.
in it, you're like constantly regenerating stamina like way faster. Also, it's adding. It's doing what I think the skill tree never did, which kind of hurt the skill system a little bit to me. And it's like dramatically modifying effects in like a noticeable way, as opposed to like 2% more blah blah blah.
And that's the thing with a lot of the outfits in the game. You'll get like 2% chance to poison. So I mean, how often do you actually poison an enemy with that?
Yeah.
But then some of the benefits, I don't remember all of them. I switched to the Manticore, and I honestly can't remember what it is now because I looked at each set. And I was like, all right, this is this. And I didn't go with like the Ursine or the Griffin because I think those are like heavy armors. And I don't like heavy armors. I like the medium or the light. Yeah. And I didn't like the bonuses I got from Feline. So I ended up going with Manticore. And that's what I'm wearing in this footage is the Manticore. And I think it looks fucking awesome. It's like more classic Witcher.
Yeah, it looks like his Witcher 1
Witcher
outfit.
1 outfit, yeah. And so I really fucking like it. But it's obviously like more modern. But yeah, it's akin to his Witcher 1 outfit. And I really thought it was cool. So that's the one I ended up going with.
How are the new hunting contracts?
Hunting? Oh, I haven't really.
Witcher contract.
You're asking a lot of specific. You didn't ever. You played a little bit of the Witcher.
Wait,
30 hours, I think, is a significant amount.
Let's talk about some Gwent cards.
No, hold on.
Hold on. Before I get to Gwen.
That's the end of the footage.
Wait, can I ask like a more grander question
Sure.
here? You opened by saying like this is really, really, really great. This DLC.
Yeah.
My question is it really, really great in the way that you already think Witcher 3 and all aspects of it?
Is it
are
like
really
more
great?
of the same?
Like what about this DLC? How much have you played?
Oh, goodness, maybe 5 or 6 hours.
So far, is there anything about this DLC that's really standing out to you in a way that some of the other stuff did not? Like if someone's tired of The Witcher,
So
what does this have to
so
offer?
one of the reasons I'm enjoying this so much, I can't talk about because it's spoilery.
Story
and it's
stuff.
story
Okay.
related.
Okay.
So all of the stuff that made Hearts of Stone great, that concept,
Good characters.
yes, but it's also book readers will really like this game.
Okay.
Okay, so backing up, I asked this earlier before the podcast. I'm going to ask again. Where exactly
No.
does this take place? Is this
Oh, we've
after
talked
Witcher
about it.
3?
No,
Is
so
this,
this is it.
I know
It
what he's
depends. Yeah, I know what he's trying to do, but
I want to know about this game.
So let's it. For all intents and purposes, it takes place after because you have
Okay.
to be all of the enemies in this area are like in like the 40s, like high 30s, like 40s. There's no way you can be that level and not have finished the main game.
Okay.
Like you don't, and that's one thing I've talked about. One of my biggest complaints, but I also understand why they did it. For doing there are hundreds of hours. There are like at least 40, 50 hours worth of side quests in these games. If you do them, you'll maybe go up 2 levels. And I understand the reason they did that was because they didn't want you to get shit tons of experience and go into the final battle and just like one hit kill the boss.
Yeah.
They want
to make you earn it.
Yeah, they want it to be story driven. That's what's important. So all of the experience in this game you get from the story quests, from the main quests.
Okay.
Like example, the first main quest I did in this game, I got 1,000 experience, whereas side quests will give you like 50. Like it is so. I don't think it would be physically possible. I don't know if they'd let you. I mean, when Brad created a new character for the DLC and put him 35, which is you'd already be that level. I think by the end of Witcher, you're like mid 30s. When you finish the game proper.
I'd say probably like 40.
No, because I started Heart of Stone when I was like 32.
And that was post.
That was post credits,
Or
yeah.
whatever.
Anyway, that's relevant. Yes, this game takes place after the main game, and I can say that just because one of the story quests I've done, either that story quest references something that happens post game, or it's dynamic. I don't think it's dynamic. I think you pretty much have to beat the game to get to this.
Okay,
but that's almost irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I asked because Hearts of Stone was took place during.
Yeah.
So
I guess so. I mean, it took place during, I guess, but you had to beat the main game to get to it, pretty much.
Oh, really?
I booted up Hearts of Stone before I finished the game, and I couldn't fight a single enemy without breaking my weapon because it took so many hits to do damage to them. Because once again, the minimum level you needed to be for Hearts of Stone was 30, but 4 story quests from the end of the main game proper, I was only level 28. I really don't think they wanted you to go into these DLCs without beating the game first. That's almost irrelevant. It doesn't matter where you are. You'll play the DLC eventually if you want to, and I think you should. I'm only 3 main story quests in. I've been doing a lot of the side stuff. You meet a grand... what was he called? The Grand Blacksmith, the Grandmaster Smith. Who knows? He used to train under this elf blacksmith, armorer, who would make Witcher gear for Witchers, and he knows of all of these armor sets that all these Witchers were in possession of pieces of, and they went off, and you kind of have to follow their trails to find those armor sets, and it's really cool stuff. And that's how I got the Manticore gear, was by doing one of those quests.
That's cool.
So another new thing that they added was I'm trying to think of another game that has a similarity, gang hideouts. Saints Row kind of stuff like that. I don't know, where there's
Red
Dead?
Like Red Dead?
Kind of like Red Dead. You go somewhere, there's a huge number of enemies, and you have to clear them all out. It's kind of like how the game had the abandoned villages. You would find them and clear out 5 or 6 ghouls or something, and then the villagers would come back. It's kind of like that, but instead of having 5 or 6 ghouls, they have 20 dudes. And the new mechanic they added is there's a lookout. And if he sees you, he takes a torch and starts running for a bonfire. And if he lights that bonfire, it goes from 20 dudes to 50 dudes. And I got my ass handed to me because there are so many fucking dudes.
So, yeah, a lot like, Far Cry 3 and 4, for example.
Yeah, some of that. You just come across an encampment of enemies. You take them out. It gets repopulated by people. They might that might open up some smaller side quests now, stuff like that. I only come across a couple of those, but that's pretty cool. It's something that they added that wasn't in the main game or in the first expansion. I say expansion, not DLC, because these definitely aren't DLC. DLC nowadays has a huge context. It's fucking a couple of outfits and whatever. These are literally could be standalone games with the amount of content.
They can be upwards of multiple dozens of hours. So.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I played the first game for 15. The first expansion for 15 hours. They say this one's 30 hours and 90 quests. And also, the first expansion, I didn't do half of the shit that was available in it. But yeah, so it added ability slots. Maybe you haven't. Dude, that's the thing is there's so much stuff in this they added that I still haven't even found yet. I'm still looking around. They added you can now mutagens. Yeah, you can now upgrade mutagens. You can combine them now. You can turn certain ones into other ones. They added kind of a home base, like your own Montergione. That you can upgrade and stuff. And if you upgrade your bed, when you sleep in your bed, you get increased vitality for X amount of time.
Okay.
I'm not talking about 10 minutes. I'm talking about an hour.
Is it
An hour of it, huh?
Is it Kaer Morhen?
No, it's not Kaer Morhen. Because it's everything in this expansion takes place in Tucson, in this new area, this new place you go.
Okay. Where?
Tucson.
Chris Davis.
Oh.
Yeah, this doesn't look like Arizona at all. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
We made that joke a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Tucson.
did.
Tucson.
It's Tucson. It's almost French. Tucson.
Tucson.
Everything is very Frenchy.
Arizona.
Yeah, everything has a French. I mean,
The music also is a little Frenchy.
So they added new music. They added new Gwent music. I'm fucking still loving the music. They added new 5 or 6 outfits for Roach. And Roach looks fucking awesome. Now you put this whole chainmail thing on him that's blue with these black stripes, and now he has this huge gold helmet with horns coming off of it.
You're excited for horse armor.
Yes, because I didn't have to pay $5 for it.
Sure.
It was included with this DLC. I had to play 6,000 warrens or something. I can't remember. It wasn't cheap. Or crowns, imperial
I
crowns,
got
whatever
something
it
that
was.
wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, I went into this DLC with 35,000. And I lost a bunch of money on the previous expansion. Sorry, on the upgrades for your weapons. They added those. What did they call them? It was like runes, not runes. They were like more than that. They added like placation and stuff like that, to where like if you attack an enemy a certain amount of times, like your last sign will be imbibed into your weapon now and stuff like that. I don't know. I spent a shit ton of money on that in the previous expansion. But yeah, so what else? What else have they added that's new? So you mentioned Gwent. So yeah, they actually added a new set of Gwent cards. There's now the Skellige Gwent deck.
Nice.
They didn't have Skellige before?
No, they had the
They have the Nilfgaard.
Nilfgaardian, the Northern Realm,
Did
the Scoia'tael,
Did they
the monsters.
did they add any new mechanics?
No, just the mechanics that come with that new deck. That's really it.
But does the new deck have like a focus or anything? I mean,
Yes, so it does. It focused on beasts. So you'll have like a guy that goes out there and he's like a level 2 archer. Whatever, not that great. But then maybe you have a couple of those guys. They have like a beast icon. And if you play a specific card or set of, there's a couple of different cards that have this other icon on them, it mutates those beasts into like fucking like 13 power bears. Which can be fucking insane. Like,
So all the archers just turn into bears?
yep. They're beasts. And
That
they
sounds
mutate.
like some fucking green rampage deck bullshit.
Kind
This
of.
Rampant growth shit.
Kind of.
this sword looks pretty
I don't like
long
it.
range.
Oh yeah, so this is an elven sword that I got as part of this quest. Like in this quest, it's like a side quest. You meet this guy and he's like, "Oh, help me! I found this dead guy." And you're like, "Did you kill him?" And he's like, "No, I stumbled across his body."
Why would I point this out if I killed him?
And so then Geralt's like, "Well, I'm gonna investigate because this guy looked like he was killed not by you. Like it looks like something not human killed him. So I'm gonna go check out this house over here." This like, and so he's like, "I want to come with you." And I was like, "All right." So I go over there and I meet this other guy and he's like, "Is it safe to come out? Because like everyone's been killed." And he's like, "Oh, we gather once a year and we reenact." They're essentially like cosplaying and like role playing. So I'm like, essentially like medieval times kind of. They gather and like recreate some event that happened 100 years ago. And when they were doing it, like some specters showed up and started killing everybody. And Geralt's like, "Oh, well, show me what you did. We're gonna do it again."
Why can't
And he's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" No. And Geralt's like, "Well, I'm gonna take care of them." And then you saw that instead of specters appearing, all the statues in the courtyard came alive and started attacking me. And there was one fucking attack, which I've never seen before. Did you see like the lightning bolts coming down? These ladies were casting spells that would just like a lightning bolt would just appear above me and hit me. And they're really hard to dodge. Like this in the footage, you see me beat them on the first try. That wasn't the first try. I definitely took a couple of times to beat them because it's like 6 people and they like gang rush you, and it was tough.
One thing that didn't. One thing that didn't. That didn't kind of so I started with a pre-made character since I'm playing on the PC now, and
Yeah.
I played everything else on the PS4. And
How's it playing on the PC versus PS4, Brad?
well, I mean, it's just a lot snappier. Especially the UI. That's the biggest thing. The UI is such a garbage fest on the console specifically because it's so sluggish. And that just, it makes you never want to go into the UI. Ever.
Oh, that's I forgot another thing they added. Anytime you pick up a book that's readable, it will pop up a prompt that says "Press R3 to read this
Yeah,
book,"
that's nice.
which is super fucking friendly because
Because you always had to go in the menu and
every
look at
time
it,
you
find
pick
it.
you
And
pick
I
up a
remember
book.
what it was called.
No, you'd go into the menu, you'd look at your books, and find which ones had the little star icon because you hadn't read that one before. And now it just pops up. And if you pick up 4 books, you press R, and it pops up all 4, and you just go left to right. You read it, and you go to the next one. You go to the next one. It's so much better.
All right, this is what I was going to say.
Okay.
One thing, like the character you get when you pick that pre-made character just for the expansion, like has a shit ton of stuff on him. Like he's pretty well equipped. You know, for the most part, I've had enough to like upgrade all of Witcher gear to like superior, like just off of what I have in my inventory.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff, but. Like he doesn't have shit for Gwent cards, so like I feel like I can't experience the new Gwent stuff because
So
I don't have all my Gwent
So
cards.
what I will tell you,
I need my spies.
oh yeah, right, I fucking love spies. So what I will tell you is in the new area, you go up to a guy and he's like, I'm holding a Gwent tournament. He looks like Michael Cera. Swear to fucking God. You'll see him soon. Michael Cera.
It's more like Jesse Eisenberg.
No, Michael Cera. And he's like, I'm holding a Gwent tournament. Would you like to enter? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, well, there's only one spot. And I'm saving it for someone who will enter with my new Skellige deck.
Oh.
And so you have to play the tournament with the Skellige deck.
But I bet that deck sucks.
Well, you have to play with it.
Okay.
And so he gives you the deck, but it's only like the starter deck. It doesn't have any of like the special like cards. So you actually have another quest that's like, oh, go find a bunch of special cards. But thank fucking God, it points out every single one on the map. It says, go to this innkeeper, and he has one of the cards.
Okay.
Go to this guy, he has one of the cards. And so it makes it so... Because in the game proper, it's just like, hey, find all the cards. And you just have to, like, have I talked to this innkeeper? And you're fucking running up to each one. Like, some of them you have to beat them. Some of them you have to buy the card from them. So it's really nice that you're able to... you can see right there all those green icons. Those are for me sleeping in my completely renovated place. I have like a bonus to like health. I like Roach has like a huge stamina boost. I think so you can run for longer or whatever.
Just beyond those stats, though, can you like establish an economy, get some money coming in?
It's not like that. It's not like
dang.
Like Assassin's
the
Creed
economy
2.
in this game is so fucking broken.
Yeah, the economy is
anyways.
very broken in this game. But like you can add armor sets, so you can take any armor set you don't want to sell or you don't want to. You could either put it in your chest or you can put it on display in your house now, which is kind of cool. You can put your swords on display. Some paintings you can pick up, you can hang. So that's Michael Cera. It's really dark right now, but after this cutscene, it will be daytime, and then you'll see him. The problem is, like most of this footage, I'm playing at night. And this game has a day-night cycle, and it just happened to be night when I was recording footage. But like the Gwent tournament happens during the day, so as soon as this cutscene's over, you will see Michael Cera in his full daytime glory. But yeah, what else is there to talk about Witcher 3 besides it being amazing? Like I said,
it sounds like you're just really happy to be playing Witcher 3.
oh fuck yeah, dude! Like the thing is that the last time I played this was December 12th per my save file, so it's been a while. I didn't finish everything in Hearts of Stone because other games. It was end of the year time. I was trying to crunch to get in as many games as possible. So I still would like to go back and do the Hearts of Stone stuff that I missed. And the reason I almost didn't play this, I almost didn't start playing this because I have 85% of my new computer.
It does kind of look like Michael Cera.
Dude, it fucking does. Michael Cera with a mustache.
Maybe if he was wearing a red cap.
Oh yeah, Michael Cera with a mustache and a red cap. Like if they do a Witcher movie and they have this character, it's clearly going to be played by Michael Cera. Anyway, because I have my new computer, I have everything but the graphics card. Fucking MSI is tweeting today, oh, we got our new graphics card, but it's fucking not for sale yet in America.
The gigabyte version is actually.
I saw that. They told you to go fuck yourself on Twitter.
Pretty much. The Gigabyte? You
Yeah.
mean Gigabyte, the company?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't want their card.
I'm just pointing it out.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
I didn't know you
Well,
wanted
the Founders
to.
Edition's available too. Fuck you, Steve.
Damn.
I've done a lot of
That's
research
a lot
into
of
this.
repent.
I've done a lot of research into this.
Savage.
I either want the Gaming X or the Seahawk. The problem is the Gaming X matches my motherboard. So that would be nice to have a case that kind of matches. I have like a black-red theme going on the inside. And you would all get to see it at some point because I'm going to do a live build of it once I fucking get that part in. Anyway,
Well,
so hold on. There was something. Oh yeah, so main story. I've only played like 4 missions of it so far, 3 or 4. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. How you get to Tucson is kind of cool. The stuff that happens when you first get there is interesting. There's only like 2 characters so far I've run into that are fairly interesting. There's like a third one that's kind of he's okay. But I'm really excited to see where the story goes. especially knowing at least one of the characters.
With the start of the expansion, does it kind of just like introduce you to the region, just let you go, or does it kind of set up like this overall narrative?
So when you first get there, you have to do like 3 quests to kind of get the ball rolling, and then once that happens, then it sets you free. Yeah, and there's a couple of quests you have to do to kind of like, oh, we go here and do this, and then we're gonna go over here and do this, and then do whatever you want.
So
It's
So it
it's
hasn't
pretty
given
quick
you
to
a
get
sense
going.
of like the overall story as where it's going, right?
Yeah, no, it sets up the story.
Okay.
And then you run rampant and do whatever you want. Like I said, I got the story going, and then for like 4 hours, I did non-story stuff. And then just last night, I jumped back into the story, which is why I'm not far into the story yet.
I'm gonna play through this as well. Might go a little slower. I don't plan to cast it. Although I will say, like, this game for me still suffers from an inability to like hook me, like get me addicted to it, you know, like another RPG. Like I still have no motivation to like explore the land. Like, oh, it's a cave, what's in that cave? It just doesn't do that for me. So I feel like it's really going to kind of drag out for me.
I think there's a few instances in this that kind of draw you into it. Like, there's a lot more story quests that kind of happen out in the middle of nowhere. Like, and I think in the game proper, and I can only say from what I played so far, in the game proper, a lot of the side stuff you got was from like notice boards, and like there was a few towns where you'd run into people. But there's been multiple occasions, like you saw that quest I did at the very beginning of this. There was just a guy on the side of the road that introduced me to that. There was like one time I was near a cave and I heard people yelling. And so I was like, what is that? So I went over to figure out what was going on. Like, it's introduced a lot of the side quests like that, where it just happens more naturally. And that's something I've kind of liked more. It gives me almost like a reason to explore the world, to find that stuff. Because now, instead of just being open and then you'll get a quest that sends you off somewhere, you just find some of those quests out in the middle of nowhere. And so, yeah, the region is big. It's definitely bigger than Skellige. It's like the size of like Velen or something like that. It's a really big region. So I'm definitely excited to play more. I will be playing more. I'll try and cast more if I can, but yeah.
Casting The Witcher's tricky.
It's not the most feed friendly is the problem.
It's a lot of conversations.
Yeah, I would say at least a third of this game is talking.
You
maybe a little more.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more. You need to like come up with some sort of like twist for your cast, or like some sort of hook or game or something to make it interesting for. Because if you're not invested in The Witcher, if you're invested in The Witcher, you're probably playing it and you don't want it spoiled. And if you're not, it's like just the most like unwatchable.
Well, the other thing is there are a lot of notes and books and stories that are they have really well written content, and I want to read it, but I don't want to like sit there on the feed and read it out loud because I would be reading for like 45 minutes and so there's so much fucking content in these games. I saw a notice board that had like a Leroy Jenkins reference on it. And I was like, oh, he ran off on his own without his party and blah, blah, blah. And,
Just took his chicken.
and like funeral services will be held. Like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, pretty fucking good. Anybody who's played either The Witcher proper or also got the Heart and Stone, there's no reason you should not play Blood and Wine.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
And if you've read, what is that one book? What's the Witcher book?
Which one?
Not that one. The other one.
Baptism of Fire.
Baptism of Fire. Thank you. You will like this.
Well, and the following too, I imagine, if it involves the character I'm thinking of, Tower Swallow and Lady of the Lake. Which Tower Swallow is out now.
It is?
Yeah,
I haven't
in
read it.
English.
I need to read it now. Cool.
Yep. That is a video game.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have any video games to talk about tonight?
I want to hear just some first impression thoughts from Krispy about Metroid Prime.
Oh, you started Metroid Prime?
Metroid Prime. I did.
How did that go?
It took a little getting used to.
Just the new perspective? Just the first person view? Or?
No, the controls, really. Like,
Have you ever played a Wiimote Nunchuck game at all?
Yeah, I have, but I've never played a shooter like that before.
Yeah, it's not a great way
It's
to play
not,
shooter.
like, it's not... I mean, you'd think it would make sense because you're literally just pointing the remote at the TV, like the gun should go there. But for some reason, Well, that works okay. I mean, it kind of sucks that I kind of had to tear apart my whole broadcasting setup and put it back together a different way just so I could like give myself
the
enough
room.
space
Yeah.
in order to like
there's
do that properly.
There's some settings in there that you need to fuck with.
I was
Because one of them has you lock on and you don't really move around.
No, I switched
after
that. I switched that because the default lock on for the Wii version of Metroid Prime is like it'll lock the screen kind of like in the general vicinity of the target, but then you still have to fine tune. Like,
you want to turn that off.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
So I turned that off like right away.
Okay.
The controls are a little like fucking weird, but like it's and there doesn't seem to be like a real winning scenario there because I can either do the Wiimote or I can do the GameCube, and they both kind of are just like you know, they're not great.
Yeah.
But once I started getting used to controls, once I kind of started honing in on my sensitivity and like started playing the game is really cool.
Yeah.
The game is like I mean, I've played a little bit of it before, but that was without having any sort of like Metroidvania experience whatsoever. And now having gone through and like recently beaten Metroid or Super Metroid and then playing this, it's kind of it's really interesting to see how they took that like exact formula and just like we're just like, okay, we'll just make this 3D.
Yeah.
And it just kind of works, you know?
2000 this was the next Metroid game.
Yeah, this was the next one after.
Isn't that fucking
and
crazy?
And it has like it's got like references and shit to Super Metroid all over it.
The so the thing is, when this game first came out, this was like one of the most beautiful,
Oh my
most
God, yeah.
atmospheric games I've ever played.
There are so many really
Does that
cool-
still kind of
The music, so fucking
the music
good.
is so good.
I remember seeing this game when it first came out on the GameCube and being like blown away by the visuals. I some like even like the little touches, like the little effects on her visor, like when she walks through like a cloud of steam, how it just kind of like fogs up her visor a little bit and then fades away. Like slime from those exploding scarab things will like cake on and then kind of like wipe away. Like that stuff looks so cool. And at the time, that was incredible. Like there wasn't really anything else doing shit like that.
Definitely not.
Looking back on it, it does look dated. Like it looks,
I mean,
it looks.
Of course it does. You're playing a Wii game on a
for
Wii U,
But
right?
you were asking me if it still looked
Yeah.
cool, and like it.
But does
like,
it have that
I can
effect on you?
I can no, not really. Like
should
I
be
can
playing
watch it and
headphones, man.
appreciate it for what it was at the time. It is a little rough around the edges now. But God, this is like. This is like 14
Have you gotten to the
years.
Fin Drama
Yeah,
Drifts
it's
yet,
almost
though?
15 years
No,
old.
no. The last thing I did was I beat
When you come out of Magmore, man, into the Findrana Drifts, it is
This is
like
name.
the transition there is just like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I
What
guess
is,
Nick had the same reaction.
What's the flower boss? Flagra?
Something
I
like
don't
that.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just beat him. I just got the various suit at the end of my cast on Wednesday or Monday. And
You are in Magmore?
no, I just ended the Magmore Caverns. I went in and I found the first save room, and that's
Because
where I
you were
ended
in this like challenging, oppressive, like underground, like lava area.
Yeah.
And when you go out into the Findrana Drifts, I don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And
Is-
the music, it's the best music in the game. It is huge.
The music's already pretty
and
good.
open and it's man. The
Is
music
the-
is fucking great.
Is Fendrana Drifts the ice place or is
Yeah.
that, okay. Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Maybe I mean
Wait till
I'm
I start
playing
getting
on,
some of the power ups and shit too.
I'm playing
'Cause-
on normal right now.
Yeah. Wait,
Um,
on easy?
Well, there's two settings. There's like normal and
You should play on the
Expert.
easier one. Yeah.
I am. And with the lock on, it feels really easy.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It feels really. I assume it probably ramps up later on.
It'll get
'Cause
more difficult.
Super
Also,
Metroid was that way too.
The version you're playing is easier than the original version,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the Wiimote. But I mean, that's fine. I mean, experiencing that game, like at times, Metroid Prime can get really frustrating.
Uh-huh.
You know, because you're wrestling with the controls and the shit's just like punishing. But the
Anything-
challenge of combat is not what you go to Metroid Prime for, anyways. It's that experience that I hope you can still have, and I think you'll get kind of hooked onto it, hooked to it, kind of
No,
exploring that world.
I'm into it, man. Like
It kills me that there's no HD version of the Metroid
Yeah.
Prime trilogy.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's coming at some point.
Like,
Like
that
if
would
they,
be
did
pretty
one,
big.
if they did one for
I don't know
Wii
about
U
that.
where you could just use the Wii remote or the
Yeah.
Pro controller,
Yeah,
and
the
it,
Wii-
like,
the-
worked.
it-
Because the
it makes
biggest
too much
problem,
sense.
the biggest problem with that game right now is it's in 3D. So you have enemies like kind of crowding up on you all around you, and turning around is such a pain in the ass. Like it is such a pain in
There's
the
some
ass.
tricks, but yeah.
It,
I mean, if there was like a quick turn
there
button
isn't
combination
even,
you could do,
there isn't
yeah.
even something like that where you just hit a button and do like a 180 degree turn.
What do you feel about? How do you feel about all the morph ball stuff? Because that shit was crazy back in the day too.
The morph ball stuff's been pretty cool so far. I haven't found a lot, but I did already. I got the morph ball. I got the morph ball bombs. I've been using that for I kind of did a little bit of backtracking and opened up some areas that I had noticed the first time I went through. There was one area where it was really kind of frustrating because I was going around the outside of an area, but inside a little morph ball track, but the side of it was open, and when the camera would reposition, like it would start thinking that me hitting right to like go right through the track was like kind of doing an angle, and it kept like popping me out, and I'd fall all the way down to the bottom of the shaft and have to climb back up and redo it, and that was a little but I get it, like I understand it, and nothing else has really been that bad. I also really like that you can use the nunchuck to just kind of like flick it and it'll jump. It makes doing like those the morph ball bomb jumps, like the ones that were so fucking difficult that I still have not got the hang of. Like it makes that 100 times easier when you can just like jump, place a bomb, and then jump again as it's exploding. Like that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I probably got a solid. I mean, there was a lot of my cast that was spent kind of like restarting and fucking with settings and stuff like that. But I probably got a solid 3 hours into it.
Yes.
I've beaten a couple mini bosses, a main boss, and I got my first. Finally got the well, not finally, but I got the various suit back. So, yeah, it's really cool, man. I'm into it.
You're gonna keep plugging away?
I'm gonna keep plugging away on my broadcasts with that.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Well, good.
Is that about it?
All I want to say is that I finished Uncharted and Doom. I mean, that's the reason I don't have anything really new to say. I've just been kind of playing those games. But
I mean, how did you like the last like third of Uncharted?
the last third,
Yeah, like the last chunk of the game.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good. I thought the epilogue was pretty clever, but I mean, I really like the game overall. I feel like it might be the most. Well, I mean, I never really talk about the first one when talking about Uncharted, but like I feel like more so than Uncharted 2 and 3, there are like long stretches of like either no combat, where you're just kind of like, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember 2 and 3 that well. But
I think this game has very good pacing compared to those ones.
oh, see, I thought 2 had the best pacing. 2's like nonstop.
Wait, so you like that it was nonstop?
Yeah.
So I liked that this game had decent chunks of not combat.
And those quiet moments when you're alone with just two characters. And they're
Yeah,
talking.
but see, I feel like with The Last of Us, and they're doing The Last of Us probably
Oh, no,
again,
definitely,
is that you
yeah.
have. I felt like Uncharted should have gone even crazier. Like it should have diverged instead of kind of. Like obviously they learned a lot by doing The Last of Us, and it wears its Last of Us influence on its sleeve. But
definitely.
I almost kind of wish it didn't do that. And
I
was
see
more
what
like
you're saying.
like I don't want to spoil anything, but like look at
Definitely
the enemies you're fighting throughout the game.
Yeah,
They
you-
never
you
change.
brought that up, and honestly,
I want some whimsy, you know.
And honestly, I think they were going definitely more realistic in this game. Like some of the previous games did have that really crazy enemy design, but in reality, you're just fighting dudes.
Yeah.
Like there's not gonna be there's gonna be dudes with handguns. There's gonna be dudes with shotguns. There's gonna be a couple of dudes with fucking like chain guns. But overall, they were just dudes.
Yeah, they're just dudes.
Which is more realistic.
And it's not just what you're fighting, but I feel like there's less set piece fights in this one than like 2, especially in 3.
Three had some of the best fucking set pieces.
Yeah, set piece fights. In this
Yeah.
one, the fights are in pretty like standard places.
I
mean, they're well designed. Like there's lots of ways to get around. You can use like the grapple to kind of swing around, but nothing compares to like the train from 2 or the boat from 3 or like that part in 2 where you're just hanging on a fucking sign, like shooting all those there's
I see what you're
there's
saying.
less moments like that, and it's more just like Shoreline. Like I was kind of rolling my eyes by the end of the game.
Yeah.
Every time like Shoreline was
Like,
popping
oh, Shoreline's
up.
here.
But I mean, it's fucking good. And in the stuff that they learned from Last of Us is definitely good. But I don't know. It's hard. We need to have like a spoiler cast.
That's what I've been fucking saying.
But I mean,
I know.
Everybody plays games at their own pace, so it's tough.
But now you want one though, right? You want to talk about it. You want to spoil it. You want to talk about some of that stuff.
I feel like there are things that the Last of Us writers do really well, and maybe there's some things that they don't do as well. And there
Save
are
it for
things
the
that
spoiler cast,
Amy
Brad.
Hennig does really well,
Well, obviously.
and maybe the Last of Us and there are some lines that were delivered in Uncharted 4 that I feel like they didn't pull off as it like they didn't earn that moment. Or yeah, it's hard to talk about.
Save it for the spoiler cast. All right. Anything else? Pretty light gaming week.
I mean, I wish I could talk about something new, but I can't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Played more Overwatch. Got a couple plays of the game. No big deal.
Nice.
No big.
Are you looking at a butt? The play of the game has become a huge
the
meme.
Torbjorn one where
Like,
the video is just him standing there trying to look up or trying to look at
Really?
Widowmaker's ass while his turret's just getting kills left and right.
That's pretty funny.
That's so good. I love Overwatch.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess if that's it for games, yeah, well, it's a pretty light week. All I played was a little bit of Witcher. We can move on to some news.
There were a few pieces of news that we could talk about. Yeah,
I have, and the only kind of thing that there was also not a lot of news. GOG came out with their GOG Connect.
What?
So it's users, GOG users, can download a certain select set of DRM copies of some of their Steam games. So, like The Witness as an example. If you own The Witness on Steam, you can go to your GOG and you can connect it to Steam and you can download a DRM-free copy of The Witness.
That's cool.
That's the thing, is I don't really know where they're going with this. I mean, I guess you can play it offline and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, honestly, some of that you've already kind of been able to do with Steam. You can play Steam games not connected to Steam.
Also, I mean, why are they doing this?
I don't know.
So that we can fucking
I'm
pirate them?
I'm trying to figure it out. I think there's piracy catches.
I mean, it's
in
kind
there
of nice to
somewhere.
be able to be like,
I can understand the marketing appeal of grabbing Steam users and converting them to GOG users. Yeah, because you got those DRM free games.
But I mean, that means you could
at the
literally
same time,
you could just take the game file, throw it on a flash drive, give it to somebody, they can plug it in their computer and play, right?
yeah.
Kind of.
Don't know.
Because that's the only thing that I would think would be
Well, with
useful
GOG games,
about
DRM free is pretty awesome though.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing The Witcher 3 on my all the DLC on my PC because of Mike. Yeah, I didn't spend a penny on that stuff.
So you stole it.
No, it's GOG stuff is DRM free.
So you're
I just
pirate.
download it. I don't even have to
It's a
like
dirty pirate.
be logged into anything to play it.
Brad admits.
That's not piracy. It's designed for that.
Brad.
They would not advertise DRM free if they didn't. If they knew. I mean, they know people are doing this.
I thought you were playing Witcher on PS4.
I mean, I was.
He
I mean, I
was.
played it. I played all my Witcher stuff on PS4 up to this point. But I booted up the expansion. I was having some of the same sluggishness that I've always had, and I'm like, fuck this. Because I had tried out the PC version earlier, and I installed some like mods and stuff, and there's some really
Mods
slick
are so
mods.
Damn it.
Like the
It was on sale the other day, and I was like, I should get it on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I've already put so much time into the PS4 version that like I don't want to start.
the fucking HUD mod that takes off everything,
Everything?
unless you're in Witcher senses is so slick, and
Right.
it puts the objective marker in the world,
Really?
but only when you're holding down Witcher senses.
Yeah.
So you could just like not have to rely on a fucking
Was
mini
that
map
Friendly
or a
HUD?
map.
Friendly HUD?
Friendly HUD. I don't think they've updated it for
They
the new
haven't,
expansion
and that's
yet,
the
though.
problem is because that's the problem with mods. Anytime a new patch comes out, they all break for the most part until they get patched, which sucks. But anyway, yeah, that's GOG Connect. Yeah,
I mean-
there's only like 12 games right now for it.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird thing. It's really going to come down to the publishers that are going to allow this.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I have a news topic, kind of a small news topic. I want to share. Did you get an overlay for that?
Your thing? Yeah.
I saw there's a big Suikoden fan site that is officially starting a Suikoden on PC like movement, like getting some of the old games, getting PC ports made for them.
Nice.
And like this movement is somewhat. I mean there's a pretty strong following, like a pretty strong. What do you call it? Like small but powerful, fan following for Suikoden. And I want to bring this up just because I think this is a great thing to maybe, like, we've seen games that, like, especially Japanese RPGs that come to PC and actually kind of do really well, like, surprisingly. I don't know if Suikoden is going to set any worlds on fire, but sales charts on fire or anything. But
It depends on the quality they put into the port.
yeah, sure. But the more people that play these games, the more I'm not saying we have a chance of ever getting more Suikoden. I'm thinking like even this is kind of a stretch, but I will say that there was this pretty like awesome like 1-2 on Twitter where there was a post about this like, hey, there's a movement to get the Suikoden games on the PC, which is a Konami franchise, and Destructoid responds to this going, or they post an article basically saying like, yeah, like
It's never gonna happen.
Like it's never gonna fucking
Really?
happen.
And
It's
but
never
then-
gonna happen. And then Konami tweets Destructoid. It's like, no, actually, like movements like this are the reason that like Suikoden made it to PSN. So don't like basically shit talking Destructoid.
Wow.
Which
Yeah.
was fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Yeah. So in this stream of shit coming from Konami, there's a little nugget of hope from them. So,
But then-
and I'm sure that was just some like community manager or whatever that runs that Twitter account. But it still was beautiful to see.
It was a fluke.
So someone posted a link to that series of tweets. It was pretty fucking rad.
Wait, are we gonna talk about the Metal
Other
Gear Solid 3 remake?
No,
The one that they're doing in the Fox engine? That
Yeah,
looks
we
so
could totally be
fucking
super
beautiful.
excited.
it does. Look,
Yeah,
it
it
does. Look cool.
does.
It's not a. There's some nice looking character models.
And it's a pachinko machine.
God
fucking
damn
damn
it.
Yeah.
Just when you want to thank Konami for something.
Like, no one should find this surprising. We know they're in the business of making pachinko machines.
Dude,
There's
I
a large
watched
portion
that trailer
of their
not
business.
knowing it was a pachinko thing, and for half a second I let myself
You
believe
can
it.
tell.
I was like, oh, whoa,
Wow.
that looks so fucking cool. And then I was like, wait, no. And I hurled my phone across the room.
You can tell they're pachinko trailers when it's like all fucking like word art fucking text for.
This is just Japanese trailers. They all
But
have
you've seen
words
a
all
Metal
over
Gear
them.
Solid trailer. You know it doesn't look like that.
No, I know, but I also... Shut up, Brad! I had hope for a second.
And then it was dashed away.
It looks so good.
Apparently there was a leaked screenshot for potentially Red Dead 2.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shut up, really?
Well, that could fall into the last news topic, which I just want to bring up.
From the website of a former Rockstar employee.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, evidently, it's E3's in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks at this point. And all sorts of rumors have been starting up. And two pretty kind of cool ones came up today. Ones we've known about, but, like unofficial confirmation is kind of cool. So we now know that Injustice 2 is a thing from NetherRealm Studios.
Mm-hmm.
The guys who made Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon and all them.
Yeah.
Exciting.
But we
think
also
that-
know
Mhm.
that Shadow of Mordor 2 is coming.
Exciting.
A lot of
Those are both
improvements.
cool.
Yeah.
But neither of them are that surprising. I mean,
No, not necessarily. Well, I mean, Injustice, in a way, maybe.
Justice, maybe.
I mean, they've been going DC Mortal Kombat. Now it's time for DC again.
well, not only that.
I get that
the,
rhythm, but
The licensed comic book that they've been doing for the first Injustice game, which was, I think, is
that got pretty
still
big,
running.
right? Yeah.
Supposedly
They
ended
ran
recently.
like 5 quote unquote seasons of it, and it's like really good. It's really good.
Yeah,
It's
I heard that.
it's kind of cool. So yeah, they've been making a shit ton of money on that. I
Popping.
am.
Wait, what happened? Was it your phone?
I'm on airplane mode.
Maybe airplane mode doesn't do shit.
Blocks all
It
signals.
stops the
so.
cell signal, which is generally the cause of popping.
I'm going to make 2 predictions about Injustice 2. One is I think Captain Cold will be a character. I think he will.
Okay.
And that's a serious
Really?
prediction. 2,
Oh, Flash is pretty popular.
I think Captain Boomerang will be a character.
2. Oh yeah, we can only hope, right? Maybe he'll be a paid DLC.
We are probably going to see a lot of Suicide Squad characters.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, those were Rogue's Galaxy.
Harley Quinn was in Injustice, right?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in it.
She sure she
I just didn't
was.
remember if she was playable or not.
Fuck yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harley Quinn and Joker. Maybe
Rogue's
Booster
Gallery.
Gold.
Rogue's Gallery. Was
Maybe
also-
Booster
you know
Gold,
what-
Blue Beetle.
Maybe.
Do you know what I?
Solomon Grundy.
Do you know what I really, really want to see finally?
What's that?
Just like
Boobs.
it would be so smart. Like Street Fighter, the most recent one kind of flopped a little bit. It just didn't sell nearly as well as 4. Mortal Kombat always sells incredibly well. They did Tekken Cross Street Fighter, or they did Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and it had some issues. But like, I mean that's one thing. I mean the thing is Tekken's 3D. It's big. It was always big in 3D arena. Like those paths never really crossed. You know, Tekken fans and Street Fighter fans, they were always kind of separate. But back in the day, when people were playing Street Fighter 2, people were playing Mortal Kombat, and it would be dope as shit for them to finally do Street Fighter cross Mortal Kombat, because that's the verses
That'd be
that I think
crazy.
people really fucking
Those are like
want.
the 2 pillars of
The 2 classic fighting game franchises. Man, that would be a shit ton of money all around. So it seems like that would be a good decision for somebody to make. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably come up in the past, but
Yeah.
other issues besides just wanting to do it.
I mean, it just makes sense. You have Marvel vs. Capcom, and then you had, DC versus Mortal Kombat and Injustice and stuff. Like, it just do it. Do it. And then do a Marvel vs. DC game.
There you
Dude.
go.
But don't use Injustice, use Marvel vs. Capcom engine for that.
Yeah.
Because that's better than
for a
Injustice.
Marvel versus DC game, like one of those weird amalgam games.
That'd be so
Where it's
fucking
like-
crazy.
They used to do these amalgam comics where there would be huge crossovers between
Yeah.
Marvel and DC,
Yeah.
and there would be like it'd be like Batman and Captain America fighting for like an hour, and neither one of them can land a blow, and they're just like, okay, let's stop fighting. Like,
Wasn't there a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman crossover recently?
oh yeah, that was a big one. I mean, dude, they've done crossovers.
You know, I didn't really mention it, but I played like half an hour of that new Turtles game, and I sent it back to GameFly. Fuck that game.
oh, the
Fuck-
out into the shadows.
Fuck
or-
license paycheck platinum. Okay,
we
because-
might talk about that later.
Dude, what are you talking about? They gotta keep the lights on.
We might talk about that later.
Okay.
They gotta keep the lights on.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Any other news?
Because no one's buying Wonderful 101 or
Any other
any
news?
of their good games.
No.
Not particularly.
Cool.
Nah.
Short news week. Everyone's saving up their news for E3. Why
I
would
heard
they
that
make
new-
big announcements now when they could make announcements at E3?
I heard that new Division patch was a clusterfuck. I'm just kidding.
I can talk about the Division if you
No.
want.
we
Well,
don't.
we've already passed that.
Dude, I really wish I could play other things than the Division right now.
Me too.
I can't
could.
afford anything right now.
Well, that sucks for you. All right.
Really does.
So community. Everyone
put a-
cool with talking about community?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Brad. Jesus Christ. Just do it. Just
I'm
get
cool with it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Community, woo! The best part of the show because it's all about you, our community, our listeners, our ear holes that we enter every week. We love you. So, first things first, besides me being the realist, is we have a new supporter of the month.
Yes.
Because it is June, so new supporter. The Urban Hitman.
Rigged.
Whoa.
That's totally rigged. What the
Come
hell?
on. Recount.
Yep. So that's it. Urban Hitman.
I'm sorry.
You fuckers. So congratulations, Urban. The game we have he chose one of the games that we're going to be playing for him is Don't Starve. Maybe he might be doing some Don't Starve together. I don't think any of us have played that. I know Brad and Malia might do some Don't Starve together. If me and Bernadette could ever be on the same schedule, maybe we would. I don't know.
It's been a while since I played Don't Starve. That game is good.
You should probably play some with Cam. That'd be good.
Maybe.
Your streams are usually Metroidvania, though.
Well,
Don't Starve isn't really a Metroidvania. Yeah.
I mean, there's
see.
there's that other game that was on the list that Brad could play, but we'd never see him again.
But I might just play unrelated because it's one of my favorite games.
There you go.
Mount Blade Warband.
Anyway. All right. So we have no new patrons this week.
Why?
Sad day.
Boo.
It's all right.
Let's fix that.
We didn't lose any patrons.
Next time,
I don't
I
think
want
so.
3 new patrons.
Mr. Demanding over there.
Please.
The patrons demand that you play less Division, and maybe they'll support us.
Give me some money.
Oh, snap.
I had to spend $1,000 on my car this week.
Questions?
Chris Davis, you have probably a huge collection of games that you've never played or finished.
Where am I going to devote time to?
Oh, so it's a time thing. I thought you said it was a money thing.
It's also a time
I'm saying
thing.
you have fucking video games. Play your video games. You don't have to play the Division. Pick up a game that you've never really put much into. Play that instead. An old game.
Next time you feel like
Cast it.
playing the Division, just read a book.
I'll tell you exactly what I want to play next. And it's The Last Story. Because I never got to play that.
The fuck is the last story?
It's a Wii RPG.
no.
It's a Wii RPG from
It's the never-ending
Mistwalker.
story, and it's a movie.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking
From the
about.
Blue Dragon Lost Odyssey guys.
The Last of Us?
No,
No.
The Last Story.
Never-ending story.
Yeah, Stories, The Path of Destinies?
Story
No.
of Seasons?
God damn it.
Last Guardian. Oh, Last Guardian.
Last Guardian, right.
That's what he's talking about. Okay.
I gotta
okay.
wait on
About
that.
one, yeah.
All right. All right, so our first question this week from a patron comes from Zerby.
Zorby.
You're the man with the sound effects.
I'm sure you've been asked what are the games you want to have sequels to. So instead I'll ask, what are the games that you would love to specifically have prequel to?
What?
Prequel.
Prequel. Yeah, that's just oddly worded.
prequel. So that-
He says or spin-offs.
Or
Wait,
spin-offs.
spin-offs. So that's
Prequels or spin-offs?
that's typically like
Well,
story
he
related.
didn't write prequel. He definitely wrote
Man.
prequel.
If we're talking about spin-offs, I think it would be really cool if they did a spin-off of the StarCraft franchise that's like maybe an action game. where
Like
he plays,
StarCraft Ghost?
One of the Ghost characters or something, because they're so fucking cool.
No, I agree, yeah.
God fucking damn it, I hate everything.
Dude, I was so fucking excited for that game. You have no fucking idea.
That was the first game that
how
I like
excited I was.
It sounded so
hyped
cool.
and followed for like years. Oh.
That's a good question.
I wonder what could have been.
What could
So
be-
like so when he says, "Hey, would you like a prequel or a spin-off?" I mean, he's specifically referring to like story stuff, right? Because
Probably.
I mean, otherwise, why would you do a prequel? So it's hard to say because I'm not the biggest. I mean, story stuff doesn't pop into my mind first and foremost.
I hope Red Dead 2 is a prequel to Red Dead, so we get more John Marston.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly it is a prequel, so...
Wait, why can't it just be a sequel with John Marston?
Shut the fuck up, Brad. He hung up his belt.
His belt.
Yeah,
His gunslinging belt?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be his hat? He hung up his
both. He hung up everything. He hung up his hat, his belt, his pants, his underoos. He hung it all up.
His internal organs.
You know what I want? You know what I want? As a non-super fan, I mean, I really like Bayonetta 2. But I really like the first one more. And I sort of think back to Devil May Cry, where they did the sequel and it was a little more serious. That character especially was a little more serious. And now it wasn't to that degree with Bayonetta 2. I do think it was a more serious story and there were some more serious characters. I would like to do a prequel, a younger Bayonetta where it's just fucking crazier. Balls to the walls. The Devil May Cry 3 like young Dante interpretation of Bayonetta. Just fucking young, not like too young. I mean, we still want to ogle her, obviously. But like, you know, just young 20-something Bayonetta, just fucking hair and tits flying all over the place. I think it would be great. Just all personality and like shit talking,
Hair
you know,
and
angels and you know,
Brad.
yeah.
Brad
yeah.
likes hairy tits.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I could go for a Last of Us prequel that kind of bridges the gap between
Oh, okay.
what happened at the beginning of the game
Okay.
and
Oh.
then like 20 years later.
I got a good one.
like Joel is like a construction worker. Like, what are you talking?
I got a good one. A Spyro prequel where you find out how all those jewels got all over the place.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Meh.
I would also like to see as far as the side story goes, a modern Ocarina side story that's about what's her name and Zelda going off and her getting
Sheik?
trained, Sheik, becoming Sheik.
Okay.
Just
I
like
can't remember,
that
I can't remember
story.
the lady's name. The other one.
Impa.
Impa. There you go.
Yeah, Impa. Training Zelda.
Every
into
Zelda
Sheik.
game is a prequel to a Zelda game. Who cares?
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like a side story. Tells
Side
what
story.
happened
Sure
after
enough, sure
7
enough.
years.
All right.
Yeah, spin-off. He did say
Moving
that.
on,
He
yeah.
did say spin-off.
Moving on. Matt asks, this may have been asked before, but I'll ask again just to be sure. Have you ever not liked a game once you played it, only to go back sometime later and hold it in a higher opinion? And if
Yeah.
yes, what
Yeah.
what are those games? Why? You don't need to be necessarily, you don't need
The original Halo.
better opinion, whatever.
Absolutely the original Halo. I played it the first time, didn't really care for it, I didn't get why people liked it. Played it again like 6 months later, and it fucking clicked. And I fucking love the game. So
Bayonetta was one for me. The first time I played it, I really couldn't get into it. But then went back and replayed it and ended up really enjoying it.
I
and playing
struggle.
two.
I classically struggled. I think this struggle happens to a lot of people, but my first Bethesda game was Morrowind, and that thing didn't hook me at first. I started up, I was overwhelmed, I was confused, I had never really played anything that massive, but when it finally hooked me, it fucking hooked me. And to a lesser or to a similar degree, like Final Fantasy Tactics, it didn't really click with me at first. I didn't really understand what the fuck was going on, but
I have a good one. FTL.
FTL.
When I first started playing FTL, I just wasn't super into it.
Oh.
I don't know why. I played it for like an hour and I was like, man, this game's not that great. And then I don't remember, maybe it was a conversation with you. I was like, I'll give it another try. I put so many hours into that game.
I love that fucking game.
I've never changed my mind about a game ever. Except for Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah. Souls, that's a good one. All right, moving on. Next question from Vandal Savage. I'm just kidding. It's not Savage, just Vandal. What the fuck is up with Platinum Games?
What
I mean,
fuck is up with Platinum Games?
So it's pretty obvious it's not hard to.
Brad, what the fuck's up with Platinum Games?
It's not hard to put the pieces together.
Put the pieces together for me.
They're signing contracts with Activision to make very low budget games that with a very small turnaround time to keep the lights on, and that stuff allows them to make the games they want to make, like a Nier or a Scalebound, and if it wasn't for those types of games made by probably much smaller, less talented teams. But I mean, really, it's probably not even like a lack of talent. It's just you have no time and you have no fucking money. Do the best you can. That core game sucked ass. That Transformers game, against all odds, actually came out okay.
It was a decent one.
If anything, that's a sign that there is still talented people working on these games, even though they don't have any time or fucking money. And it just so happens that the Turtles game was another suck ass game. But like, if you look from the outside, you should be able to kind of see which ones are going to have problems and which ones aren't. There's Star Fox, which it isn't really a game that was like ground up platinum. It was Nintendo, who I guess probably kind of like contracted out a lot of the work to Platinum Games because they didn't know what the fuck. I mean, Star Fox was like a clusterfuck. They debuted that game with blurry gameplay. It's just who knows what went wrong there. It was most of that problems with that game were controls anyways.
I mean, I think it is just they're spreading themselves too thin.
Yeah.
They have maybe like one good guy on each project.
Yeah.
And then it's just, it sucks. And I think I understand to an extent why. Is because their best games just don't sell well enough. Which sucks because they're fan-fucking-tastic games. And people don't buy them. But then they're like, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, people are going to buy that. So they just, well, let's just fucking shit this one out and we'll make some money. Then we'll maybe be able to make the game we actually want to make.
I bet Turtles will sell more than Vanquish.
Probably,
You know, I bet Transformers sold more than The Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I mean, that's the reality. But, you know, just look at what Hideki Kamiya is working on, because we probably know that one's going to be awesome.
Both of
He,
them.
he has a good track record.
We hope.
All right, next question tonight. As
And
my
Nier
phone
looking
immediately
pretty
shuts
good.
off. From Miklopa.
Miklo.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Miklo.
There was a question before him. I skipped it.
Oh.
From Gonzo Lude.
Gonzo Loot.
Gonzo!
Quick question for Nick. Well, Nick's not here, so
Ah!
I'll answer this.
On to Miklo.
What is your favorite Tool song? Sober. Nick likes Sober.
Wait, what was that? No, the piece is fit. No,
I don't remember the title of that one.
fit. That's my favorite one.
I was going to say it, yeah. Was that Stinkfist?
Stinkfist.
They have a song named Stinkfist.
Is that real?
How much of your? I mean, do you spend a lot of time looking at like weather radars like on an average day?
Yeah. He's like Chris Davis is an old man, you know?
Oh,
Like he keeps the Weather Channel on his TV because it
like
keeps
how
him company.
on average how many days a week would you have looked at a weather radar?
If it's going to rain, I'm going to look at the radar.
It's weird.
He knows when it's going to rain because he can feel it at his knees.
Go out now, smell it in the air.
My joints are getting stiff.
All right.
Oh, that's going to be
question.
2 inches today.
Next question. Okay. Next question from Miklopa.
Just the two? Miklopa.
Once again, you are a scummy developer hungry for money.
Yes, I love it.
You need to come up with a video game idea and a gimmick peripheral that allows you to play it. Music games are not an option. Guitar Hero and Rock Band already have that market covered.
A lumberjack game and the peripheral is a chainsaw.
Nice. I was going to say a chef game and it comes with a knife.
No, you have to buy like you have to buy a knife and a spatula
Yeah.
and like a pan. Yeah.
But those are all accessories that you
Yeah,
buy have to buy
yeah,
separate.
right,
So.
right. It doesn't. It just comes with the knife.
You can buy the kitchen set that comes with a bunch of
But then
them.
it's like you have to get different peripherals for different courses, and like you only have the knife, so you
It's-
can only do like appetizers and main courses. But then
it's-
to unlock like the dessert round, you have to go out and buy like I don't know.
It's the Skylanders
a
of
fucking
cooking games.
Dessert knife.
That's
a
what it
baking
is.
pan.
Each one's an amiibo.
Yes.
Whatever the new Mercury Steam game is, and it comes with like a 2-liter bottle
Like
of
a
soda, and you just ram it in your ass.
You just
That's what it's. That's
You
how you
just
use it.
drive it into your butthole.
Drive that 2-liter into your asshole, because that's
I
what
was
Mercury
trying to
Steam
think of
is
something-
doing to your soul.
that either like it comes with some sort of like tube that you have to fart into, or
And it analyzes the composition of your fart.
yeah, like maybe like to make your character jump, you got to fart or something.
It's like Seaman, and there's a character that you talk to, but like you can only communicate with it in farts.
Yeah.
And then like it smells your farts, and it's like, you've been eating a lot of fiber lately, and then that's a
This is Milo.
And
all
it
over
tells you
again.
whether he has
that's a
colon
jumping off
cancer or
point.
not.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, or you could have one with the game comes with like a camera, and then like a little boy, and his name's Milo, and then you show him your penis.
Oh god.
You remember when
And then you go to jail for real.
He's
So
not a
there was
real
some
boy.
dirty
You go to fake
annotated
jail.
code
Right.
in there
Do you
somewhere
remember
for
when
that.
they're like, this is Milo,
I
and everyone was
remember
like, what happens when you show him your penis?
I don't remember that reaction, but I remember mine.
That was a lot of people.
I really don't remember people being like, "Oh, okay, but what if I whip out my penis?"
well, because they were like, here's this little kid Milo.
They're demonstrating it at the press conference. They're like, "And if you pull out your penis."
There's this little kid, and they're like, he reacts to everything. Here's Claire, and she's showing him a picture she drew.
Claire shows him her boobies.
Yeah,
and he-
and there was
He's
like,
like,
Milo
"My
reacts
pants are
to
getting
everything."
tight.
Except for penises.
What the?
How about
I want to go clean my room.
a game called Overwatch, and like it comes with an anime DVD, because it just makes sense.
Good one, Brad. That was so well done.
All right, next question from Don Dolan.
Or a phone with Tumblr on it.
Inspired by a recent NeoGAF thread, for better or worse, what was a prediction that you got completely wrong about a game, system, studio, developer, etc.? Last Guardian's gonna come out in 2012. Sorry, Last Guardian's come out in 2013. Sorry, 2014.
Like a prediction we got wrong?
Yeah, just anything that you thought was gonna happen, but you were like just completely.
Dude, I
off.
remember thinking Brink was gonna be so good.
I remember thinking the same thing of Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
That's how Carlos's soul died.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in terms of like systems, I thought the Wii U wasn't going to be a piece of shit. I was pretty excited
you
when they
like a
announced
fool.
that, and I was like, because they was pretty under wraps. We were at that one Nintendo conference, and they were like, "Here's the Wii U." They didn't really say anything about it, and like I was trying to talk to them, and they wouldn't tell me anything, and I was like, either this is going to be really good, or it's going to be a piece of shit. And I was really hoping it was going to be good, but I was wrong.
I didn't expect Don Matrick and his Xbox team to have their heads so far up their asses when it came to announcing the Xbox
They finally
One.
gave up on that.
I definitely did not think that Doom was going to be one of my favorite games of the year so far, and it definitely is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Way to put a positive spin on this.
I got my prediction of Duke Nukem right.
I mean, everyone did.
That was-
Well, that was no one knew about it, and then we saw a big black box and it said Duke Nukem, and then we walked in the room and then the game crashed on me 3 times.
Wait,
And they were-
really?
Yeah, and the guy had to come over and reset the game, and then they were like, "All right, demo's over, get out." And I was like, "I haven't even gotten 5 minutes in because it keeps crashing." He was like, "Too bad."
He said,
And I was,
Wow.
yeah,
He
he was
said,
like,
"Too
"Get
bad."
out." I was like, "Well, fuck you. This game's gonna suck," and I was right.
Dude, Gearbox presentations are the worst.
Right. All right. Next question this week from Timothy. Last week, y'all covered your favorite Simpsons moments. What are your favorite King of the Hill moments?
Oh, well,
Oh, easily
everyone's
the-
favorite is Pocket Sand.
Oh,
Let's get that
my
out
God,
of the way.
right?
Let's get
Yeah.
that out of the way.
This is Mr. Big.
The episode in which there was the fire they set at the fire station, and they were having to give their testimony on what happened. And when Boomhauer was giving his testimony, it was hilarious
Yeah.
because everybody else was speaking like him, but he was speaking perfectly literate English. Also, that's my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just a quote. Half the quotes from Dale Gribble's mouth. I can show you how to make a. What did he say? Like, I can show you how to make a pipe bomb out of a toilet paper roll and a stick of TNT. Oh goodness, there's so many. I mean, the episode when Hank with his non-existent butt and he had to wear like the butt implants or whatever,
Yeah.
like riding the riding
Lawnmower race?
Yeah.
The video game episode was pretty good.
Yeah, the Hank Hell.
What
whatever.
was like Grand Theft Hank or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
When they go to Japan.
Yeah, they meet.
With Cotton and whatever, and like,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they were staying in the entry room of their
To
hotel.
me,
the
it's
entire
like
time.
his fake brother.
No, his half
Or
brother,
his
yeah,
half
his
brother.
half-brother,
I
yeah.
didn't mean fake. I meant half.
Yeah.
His half brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Hank-
I like it any time that Cotton called Peggy Hank's wife.
Dude, Cotton was such a good fucking character.
Oh, the one episode where Hank was cooking steaks and Bobby asked, "What if somebody wants theirs well done?"
Yeah, we politely
We
asked them to
politely
leave.
asked-
We politely but firmly asked them to leave.
The best part about that show is Bernadette. She didn't watch a lot of it, but she watched some of it, and she didn't watch a lot because she didn't get it. And then she moved to Texas, and she's like, "Oh shit, I get it now.
the best
I
episode.
get King of the Hill now."
Megalo Dale, when Dale and them like locked themselves in the Megalo Mart overnight to hunt Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, with his trumpet.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like a
Sorry,
saxophone.
little
Yeah.
saxophone thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
That's a good, and that's the thing. Any of y'all who didn't love King of the Hill, if you lived in Texas, it makes a lot more sense because it is very self-aware of Texas and like Southern humor.
It absolutely is.
I don't know. That's the
I've watched a lot of King of the Hill in my life.
Yeah.
But there are certain episodes that I watch over and over again because that's how Malia goes to sleep.
Oh, okay.
She'll put on an episode of King of the Hill, but she'll always do the same ones. So I've seen every episode of King of the Hill, but I've seen some episodes of King of the Hill
like 10 episodes
30 or
of the
40
same
times. Actually, more than that, because literally the same ones every
So
time.
that's what Bernadette used to do, but with South Park.
Yeah.
Well, when she was still going to college, every day she would go to sleep to South Park, and so that's one of the reasons I've seen. That's a lot of the South Park that I've seen. All right, final question for the evening from Prince of the Universe.
Alrighty.
Just a quick little fun game. Each of you describe one of your favorite games in 10 words or less without using the name of the game or names of the characters in the game, and the other 3 try to guess what the game is. You all get one guess.
Oh, is this
Wait.
is this like bad movie?
Say the rule again. What
So-
you can't say?
10 words to describe the game. You can't use the name of the game or characters that are in the game.
Oh,
Names of characters.
okay.
I guess no proper nouns. Let's say that.
Okay. There's a certain game that I like that has lots
Final
of
Fantasy
job
Tactics.
classes. No.
Sorry, Brad's changing the game real quick.
No, I'm not. It's a grid-based strategy game directed by Yasumi Matsuno.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
No. Tactics Ogre, bitch.
Oh no.
Well, that was my next guess, but I only get one guess.
Man and his kid take a hiking trip to California.
A man and his kid?
Yeah.
Firewatch?
No.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not California. That's
Yeah.
Wyoming.
He also
Man and
doesn't
his
have a
kid. Take
You
a
only get one guess. Y'all are done.
hiking trip to the Wizard?
What?
That's not a man and his kid.
Scintillating dead air.
Wait, what?
I
Walking
give up?
Dead?
No, I don't give
You
up.
give up?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, they're out. You got one guess.
I get one guess. So
one guess.
you're supposed to do 10 words, not like
That was 9 words. I counted it.
one more word.
Man and his kid take a long hiking trip to. Oh no, take a.
They're
Hiking.
saying it in chat, and no one's gonna chat.
No, that's not it.
I mean, that's kind of it.
That's not
No,
it.
it's not.
If that's what he's
Man.
saying, that's not it.
I didn't. Hey! I just.
I give up.
Last of Us.
They don't go
Well, they don't go to California.
They go to Colorado.
Yeah.
They're going to California, aren't they?
No.
Oh, I win again! Yes.
Crispy was wrong.
I really lied. I thought they went to California in that game.
Really?
They only go to Colorado?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they go back where they came from.
They only get to Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was
it's been
their
a while since I played
destination.
Last of Us.
They were, anyway, I don't want to say anything else.
Okay.
My
bad. Okay. It's not his biological kid, but I didn't say it was his biological kid, did I? Did I say that?
I was gonna say Walking Dead. Are they going to California?
No.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
They're going the other way. They're going to the East Coast.
Right. Next question.
No, I haven't done mine yet. Wait, did Chris Davis do one?
No.
Okay,
Want me to go
you
ahead?
do one while I'm trying to contemplate the best way to structure this.
An open world exploration action game
Wow.
starring an Apache helicopter.
What?
Fuck you. Division.
Starring an Apache helicopter?
Yes.
This is one of your
Ace
like,
Combat, the
it's
one
of
with the
those
helicopter.
Strike
Nope.
games.
Ooh, I've got another one.
No, what'd you say?
Fucking Tom Clancy Strike.
What? No.
Desert Strike.
It's Desert Strike.
I got one more. If you're not ready. I got one more. Okay. Person escapes insane asylum and goes on a murdering rampage.
Hitman Contract.
Nope.
Hitman
escapes us.
Nope.
Agent 47.
Nope.
I mean, it is true.
Nope.
It is true though.
Nope.
Wait, say it again.
Person escapes insane asylum and goes on
The Suffering.
a murdering rampage.
Batman.
Nope. Player character.
No. Didn't specify.
Not Manhunt.
Nope.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah, I'm gone.
You give up? You give up?
No.
Oh,
Sanitarium.
Nope.
it's it Alice?
Nope.
Okay.
Just fucking say it.
Dark Souls.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
You're dumb, and I was right half like
So,
most of those.
Children take
no,
up
sorry.
the goals of their recently deceased parents.
Children take up the goals of their recently deceased parents.
Fallout Shelter.
No.
The Sims.
You already had your guess.
Sims 2.
Children take up the goals.
Rogue Legacy?
Sims 3.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh, I got one.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
That's pretty dope that he got it.
Nice.
It was a very good explanation. All right. So that's the final question for tonight. So thanks to all of our patrons for asking questions. If your
Muppet
question
babies?
got skipped, that sucks. Ask it again next week. Actually, I think we only skipped one question, and that was Zerby, because he asked 2 questions.
God damn it.
Zerby.
How dare
That burp
you.
tasted like sardines. My hand kind of smells like sardines. Crispy, do you want to smell? Okay. So that's it for the community. We will be doing a community meetup in E3. That has not been finalized yet. That will be soon, though. So stay tuned to the site and Twitter and all that stuff. We'll make sure everyone going to E3 or in the LA area knows about it before it happens.
I can tell you it's going to be in the evening, but we don't have a date. So
Yeah, well, that's the hardest thing, is determining when and where, obviously. But yeah, now it's time for the 4-player minute.
What's the 4-player minute, Nolan?
I don't know. What's the 4-player minute, Nick? Oh, no.
We're screwed.
Yeah, it's we go around the room and we all say our hype, sweat, thank you, and our fuck you for the week.
I'll start things off. My hype goes for Odin Sphere Luftrausers, or whatever it's called.
Luftrausers?
The remake that's coming out next week. I'm pretty pumped. It's been getting really good reviews, and
Luftrausers.
I'm psyched for that. My sweat is also for next week. The new Mirror's Edge. I don't know about that one.
That's next week.
That's
Catalyst?
next week.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Catalyst. We're gonna
Tuesday.
see. I hope it's good, but it I don't know. Definitely wasn't sold on the alpha demo thing.
Yeah.
My fuck you preemptively goes to E3. I know it's gonna be a shit show. I mean, every E3 is always like disappointing, right? We go in with such high hopes.
Yeah, we always
Half-Life
are
3 is gonna be there,
excited.
guys. Half-Life 3, it's time,
Dude,
I mean, it's just
last year, you can't
Disappointing.
say that. Last year, no.
No, it's always disappointing, man. It's fucking your expectations are here, and it just there's stuff here and there, but really at the end of the day,
I don't know how you can say that.
Oh, a Final Fantasy VII remake that's coming out in 10 years. Fucking Shenmue is a goddamn Kickstarter game, and what? The Last Guardian's not dead, and what? It's still not out. When is that game coming out? Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like
Brad. Minute.
surprises, but just a preemptive fuck you, because it's all going to be about new hardware that we're all going to have to buy for the same shit we already own, and it's going to be about VR, and fuck all that stuff. So fuck you, E3. And my thank you goes to all the lovely people in chat who kind of hang out when things are a little slow, not much is happening, but they still make an effort to try to, talk to other people and keep things lively, because, we need people like you. It's you're the one who kind of who gives our, channel a pulse. And if it wasn't for you guys, we probably wouldn't even be broadcasting, right? Because we need to feel like, people out there want to be there,
Yep.
So if you make an effort, you know who you are, then thank you.
Cool. All right, my 4-player minute starts now. My hype is for E3, even though Brad's fuck you goes to E3. Or that was your sweat. What was that?
It's a preemptive fuck you.
Preemptive fuck you. I'm so hyped. I haven't been to LA E3 in 5 years. I'm excited to go back.
You're psyched about buying 3 new consoles
Fuck you.
to play all that stuff you're going to see?
Fuck you. So I'm excited for that,
What if
and
they
that
give them
kind of
away?
that kind of ties into my sweat. I don't have to buy new consoles because I have a new gaming PC kind of.
That's true. I mean,
except for
it
a
does
graphics card.
You have a 90% of a gaming PC.
I would say like 85.
It does take the edge
GPU's
off.
quite a bit, especially of a gaming PC. The fucking 1080, they came out, Founders Edition sold like hotcakes. Then reviews came out and they're like, Founders Edition isn't that great. It's got some throttling issues and blah blah blah. And then the fucking version I want still isn't out yet, which ties into my fuck you, because MSI tweeted about it today and they're like, oh yeah, here's an unboxing of the new graphics card. And I was like, when does it come out? And they responded to me and they were like, it'll be out soon.
They're like, we're gonna fuck you.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because I know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is they're gonna fucking put the graphics card on sale on June 11th at around 3:30 p.m. As soon as we get on a plane to LA, and then I'm gonna land in LA, and I'm gonna have a bunch of tweets when I turn my phone on, and they're gonna be fucking sold out.
No,
I guarantee you that's
just
what's
spend the
gonna
money and
happen.
get internet up in the air, man.
Fuck you, Brad.
It's like $8.
Fuck you.
Gotta do it.
And then my actual fuck you this week goes to Konami for that Metal Gear Solid pachinko shit.
Dude, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. My hype, it's now my 4-player minute. So I will start my 4-player minute. My hype is, you know what? It's for Witcher 3. I think I'm going to go home and play some of that when I get home.
Nice.
I need to pick that back up. My sweat is, just the sort of finite and punishing nature of life, general existential dread sort of thing. My thank you goes to, It goes to E3 for giving us more badges this year, because I'm fucking stoked about going to E3. Can't fucking wait. And my fuck you this week goes to everybody on Twitter who was harassing poor Sean Murray. He's such a like shy, unassuming, humble gentleman, and everyone's giving him death threats because they pushed the game back like a month and a half. Like
That's
that
ridiculous.
is, guys. I am excited too. I'm as excited as anyone can be for that game. But come on,
Would you say that you're hyped for No Man's Sky?
I think I might be hyped for No Man's Sky.
Let me ask you
Okay.
this before you wrap up your 4-player minute.
No, that was it.
Have you ever played
Nope, it's over.
No, you can't ask me.
it's too late.
the Joe Danger?
The what?
I feel like you should play their only other game, right?
Joe Danger's a good game.
To build up hype for No Man's Sky.
That's
Is
a
that
good
how
game.
that works?
I mean, it's a very well reviewed
Wait, have
game.
you never played Joe Danger?
Never played
Dude,
Joe
it's pretty
You might
fucking
really
good.
like it. Play Hello Games' debut game. Fucking do it. When Mercury Steam announced that they were going to be doing the new Castlevania game, I went back
Why
and
are you drawing that?
listen,
comparison?
motherfucker, listen. Because I did this. I'm like, they're making this game, and a franchise that I love. I need to know their pedigree. So I went back and I fucking played through all of Jericho. And then I played some fucking, what was that, Scrapland as well. Like Mercury Steam has made these games. I'm going to try them out because I can't talk shit. I can't be hyped. I can't be worried unless I know their history. And that's when I started being worried. Because fuck Jericho. It's my most hated game of all time.
You trying to make me like curb my enthusiasm?
No, Joe
Hey,
Danger's
that's the
good.
Are you hoping?
You're not fucking listening to
Play
me.
Joe Danger.
Joe Danger's a
I'm
very...
never fully listening to you.
Joe Danger is a beloved indie game.
Okay,
All right.
I'll look it up.
Chris Davis.
My 4-player minutes first. Now, my hype this week, and since you've already got No Man's Sky out of the way, I would say it's probably E3. Looking forward to going again this year and seeing all the wonderful games that are going to be there that are going to blow Brad's mind that he can't play.
Wait, what?
That's vindictive.
You're talking shit because I can't get to go to E3?
No, I'm talking shit because you're hating
talking
it.
Because
shit
you're
You're
talking
talking
shit
shit.
about E3.
Yeah, but you're just being
He's
rude.
trading shit for shit.
I can't hurt
Yeah.
the feelings of a trade show, of a convention.
I mean, you kind of can.
My sweat this week goes to really just my time to play games right now because we've got a bunch of special things coming up for y'all in the lead up to E3. In addition to just working on various other things, and I don't have much time for other video games than certain ones.
Also, you play 2 games every E3, so I could probably go to a local Best Buy and play more E3 games than you.
Probably, yeah.
Fuck you.
Saying that to hide? That's rude.
Hurry up, Chris Davis.
Hype, sweat. Thank you, I guess, to Nick for not being here so I can actually be on the podcast and not talk about The Division. And my fuck you this week still goes to that asshole who hit my car and cost me $1,000 in repairs. So fuck you, you ruined my fun budget.
Jesus. Technically, you didn't have to fix your car.
You could have just kept going in and out the passenger door.
Yeah, I can go in the passenger door to climb over the console to get into the driver's side. Yeah, I could totally do that for
Well, that's what you get
years.
for driving a coupe.
That's what I get for parking in a parking lot.
Oh, you shouldn't park in parking lots. That's a horrible place to park.
I know, right?
That's
Fuck
where everything
that.
bad happens.
Well, that's it for the show tonight. I know it was a bit of a shorter one, but there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Not
Unfortunately
a lot
not.
of news. No one's really been playing a whole lot of new stuff. Slower week. Everything's leading up to E3. I'm sure not the next podcast, but the one after that will be the first E3 podcast. So I hope everyone's pumped and excited for that.
You should be.
I'd like to
Mandatory.
say. I would like to say. I hope that in the days from now until E3, everyone's kind of hanging around. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff during E3 week and the lead up to E3. Starting next Tuesday, I believe, we're going to start releasing videos every day of our top 5 most anticipated for E3.
Trying to not mention those.
Why not? Well, I've already been talking about it, so cat's out of the bag. So like these can be games that we think where we know are going to be there, games that feel like it's the right time, games that are a shot in the dark. They're going to be fun videos to watch, and throughout E3 week, I'll be broadcasting in the lead up to them going live in LA every night, kind of like a Brad's pre-show sort of thing. The conferences that happen in the evening or whatever. I'll watch trailers and stuff, give my thoughts, and if there is a conference going on, you can watch my commentary. It's going to be an exciting week, so I encourage everybody to at the very least follow 4Player Podcast on Twitter and bookmark our website, because lots of fun festivities.
And
Get hyped.
because we've had such generous patrons and supporters over the years, we've actually got some new equipment that is going to be going with us this year. That's going to allow us to do some pretty
hopefully
cool
make
stuff.
all of our content better.
Yeah.
That's the hope. So we're all excited. I hope you're excited. Thanks for listening, guys. It's been 4Player Podcast. Don't forget, you can back us on Patreon at 4playernetwork.com/Patreon.
Yep.
Follow us on Twitter at 4Player Podcast. Go write us iTunes reviews.
Write us iTunes
Maybe
reviews.
hold off on that, because that might be changing soon.
And find us on SoundCloud as well. We're on
Yeah, I
SoundCloud.
forgot about SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Do
it's a
that.
thing.
Maybe,
And be sure to watch the YouTube videos.
Maybe go find our old MySpace page.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Especially
thanks a
since
lot,
I got
guys.
hacked.
Thanks for listening. I hope you all have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Good night.